Following directions once you clamp down with your iron fist, drugs became conveniently available for all the kids. Following directions. Well,
we all met sort of jamming through other bands at studios, and the coincidence is that three of us went to the same elementary school at different times. And I guess Darren and I knew of Serge, but Serge didn't know of us because he was older. Anyway, we met later on. We all chose music as our careers, and we all were jamming in bands, and we were all rehearsing in Burbank. And it was a studio, and we all met, and we were like, hey, weren't you that guy that went to that school? Yeah. And that's how we met, and sort of a band broke up, and another band started, and then that band broke up, and another band started, and then all of that spawned System of a Down. And we went out and did our own thing and started writing music. We weren't really concerned about the LA scene or any scene in particular. We just liked music. And we started writing music, and right when we were done with like 8 to 9 songs, we started playing Los Angeles, all the clubs like the Whiskey and the Roxy, the Troubadour, the Viper Room. And after about 2 years of us just playing and playing and playing and playing, we got signed to American Columbia, right? That's what we got signed to, right? And we've been touring ever since, I guess. And you guys probably have seen us, if at all, with Slayer, if you like Slayer. Edit that.
So,
another question?
Where's the other guys in the band today?
Ooh, should I answer that? They're probably all at the studio. We're almost done with this album. We've had like 32 songs to choose from, so we recorded 32 of them all, and they all are really cool. They're probably at the studio all doing little things here and there, you know, because we were just touching up little spices before it's done. So, and I'm just here talking to you guys.
Okay, so
well, for the past 6 months, we've been working on this project. It's called our second album, and it's almost done, and it should be released in Europe probably around August or September, hopefully as soon as possible. And it's sort of like the first album, just more advanced. It's like we've grown as musicians, all of us, and grown as songwriters, and it's just me. You definitely know it's us, but it's a step for me up, you know.
So for someone who's not familiar with a band, how would you describe the sound of System of a Down?
Undescribable. I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain it because like someone who likes soft songs might like it because we have a lot of melodies on the new album, but they also go together with a lot of heavy riffs. So a Slayer fan for sure will like it. But then a dance fan, someone who likes techno music might like it too because we got some beats thrown in here and there. And someone who likes jazz might like it. Someone who likes cultural music, Armenian, you know, we have some of that in there. So it's just everything mixed up, all in a blender, and you get System of a Down's new album. There's plans of a single, yeah. We don't know which song. Like I said, we have 32 songs to choose from, and they've all been recorded. So we'll pick the 13 or 14 that will make the album, and then we'll go from there to choose a single out of those. It's going to be hard.
And did you have any collaborations or guests on this album?
No one famous. We brought someone in who lives in New York, and he's a street performer, and he's amazing. He plays traditional Armenian folk music, but with untraditional instruments, you know, like no actual flute. He'll use like a bottle, a Coke bottle, and he'll make it sound the way he wants to make it sound, and he'll play it like an instrument. And he did a lot of tracks on the album, and that's the only person we brought in. And our friends actually sang on the album. We have a couple of songs where there's a lot of people singing, and we included all our friends. Right about now, I'm not sure who's being released. I mean, I'd love to come out there with Static again. You know, that's pretty cool. We are going to be coming to Europe. I'm not sure when. We are doing 2 festivals there, the Reading and Leeds. And so that's going to be in July, right? That's in July? August? August.
And what about a headlining tour?
We have no specific dates for that one yet, but we are going to do a headlining tour in Europe for sure. But we have no specific dates because we don't know exactly what tour we're doing right when the album is released. We might just come to Europe right away. We're not sure. We'll see how it does. I mean, how it goes. There's a lot of humor in it because you can't take everything too seriously. You know, you won't be happy that way. So you got to put humor in it. This album actually has more humor than you would think. Yeah. We've went off the wall to very serious on this one. One song to another is like night and day. You know, so we're not labeled a certain type of band. You know, we sing about everything, but there's a lot of humorous stuff. You know, there was a song about pajamas, but we changed the lyrics to that one. But now it's about jumping around. So it's still funny, you know, it's like about jumping around. And there's some sex involved with jumping around and playing naked twister with yogurt all over your body. Yeah, that's pretty cool, I think. And then there's a song about the environment. It's called Atwa. There's a song about mandatory minimum sentences in America. That's the prison song. There's a lot of songs. There's a song about a guy named Jack. And there's a song called Johnny, about a guy named Johnny. It's funny, we named songs after friends and stuff like that. And there's a song called Aerials that I think will be on the album for sure. It's I don't know. Darren came up with it. It was a thought in his head about a circus, and it came out really, really nice, I thought. So it's a song about a circus, about I think a handicapped circus performer. That's what it's about. How crazy is that?
And get people act?
Very much so. We're not trying to force anything down anyone's throat, you know, but we like to keep the youth aware of certain things happening around them in the world, you know, that is not told to them by anyone else. And we have sort of this open mic to do it, and that's what we do. Serge is really, really involved in just knowing and studying politics. Like, he's into it, you know, he's into the environment, into knowing about his surroundings, you know, and he talks about it, and he informs you. We're like the news, but not the bad news, you know, because when you watch TV, all you hear is the bad news. Well, from us, you'll hear the real news, you know. It's like, it's stuff that they're not going to tell you, that we seem to feel at the moment. We write a song about it. It's not mandatory. We're not just a political band, you know. We'll mention stuff because politics is a part of life, you know. Politics sort of controls your life, you know. It's the government controls most of everything in America, you know, and so we need to talk about that because no one else really does.
How do people respond to that? Like, do you get a lot of good reactions?
Well, there's mixed reactions, you know. We get the right wings that are saying that we're talking about things that we shouldn't be talking about, and then there are the people that are totally backing us and say, yeah, you know, speak your mind. You know, they say it's a free country, so we're using that against them. Yeah, I show it to you actually. This is Serge's new book. It's called Cool Gardens, and it's badass. It's a poetry book, and it's just his last, I think, 5 years of writing lyrics and poems about things he feels. Like, this is sort of like in Serge's brain. System of a Down is a mixture of Serge and the rest of us. Darren has a lot to do with it. I bring a lot of stuff in. John. I mean, we all give our opinion, and he writes around it, and he writes around how we feel also. He doesn't only state his point of views. Well, this book is all him. So if you get the book, you are inside of his brain. You are inside. I'm really serious. You might get confused. You might get lost in his head. He is a writer. I consider him just as much of a writer as he is a singer. He's also a songwriter. I mean, I love the fact that our band has so many facets, you know, not just Serge, Darren too, you know, like all of us, we don't do one thing only, you know. I don't just play bass, you know. Darren just doesn't play guitar. Darren is an incredible songwriter. I mean, the guy is a genius songwriter. That's how I feel personally, you know. And all of us have different things that we do. And Serge is an incredible writer. I mean, he writes words I would only dream of thinking of to write on, you know, after each other. And that's a gift, and he's using his gift. And I think we're all given this right to use our gifts. And you know, that's what I like about the industry. That's the only thing I like about the industry, that they let us sort of income on our gifts, you know, sort of make money on our gifts. But they make more money than we do on our gifts. All they do is sit there and say, go here, go there, do this, do that. Pump this, pump that. Talk about this, don't talk about that. Yeah, it does make it easier because more people know about you. They know about your talent, so they want to work with you. You know, it's like free advertising of your talent, I guess, you know. But it's what you want to do. You know, I want to do other things also with this. This is my main project. I love this band. This band is my life, you know. But on the side, I do other things. I have other interests. So yes, it does open doors for us to do other things. Yeah, I was asked this question about 2 years ago, and I said, well, there's the last few of them coming out right now. I really haven't seen nothing crazy out there. There's one band I like. They're called Dredge. I really haven't seen anything amazing out there to talk about and to tell Europe and you guys in Germany, and I can't talk about any other bands because I don't like them.
And it's okay.
I don't. I have not been following. All I know is about the main stage lineup. I don't know who's on the second stage. I've been trying not to think about what's happening, you know, outside of what's happening to our band right now, because we're really focused on this album and getting this album out, and I really don't want to think about what other bands are doing right now, you know, because if I think about that, that might change how this album is. You know, this album is strictly system, and we're not trying to compete with anybody. We're not trying to match anyone or sound like anyone, you know. If anything, people are going to want to sound like this after it's released. When it comes down, he's not another band member, no way. Nothing is like comes into the four of us, you know. Yeah, we have our management who is the closest to us, you know what I mean, because we have a tight unit with our management company, and I'm not just saying that because the guy's sitting right there. Okay, but that's the I mean that's the family right there. Rick is in our family, and he's amazing, you know. Like we wouldn't work with him a second time if he wasn't. He's very talented in giving opinions. I swear that's what his talent. That's where his talent lies, on hearing things. He hears things you would never hear, you know, and that's awesome. I mean, a band is given a certain amount of time to write songs, and then it's hard because that band is like in the process of writing those songs, writes the songs in it all the way, and then you need an extra person, someone to come in and go, who you trust. You know, you have to trust this person, and we trust Rick in his ear, and he'll come in and he'll say, what about if you like do this? And that's like really small, like maybe like double up the chorus, you know, that we didn't, you know, we might have thought of and then said, it'll be too long, let's not do it. In the studio, he'll be like, double up the chorus. He'll be like, okay, let's try it. We'll try it, and it'll be like it'll make the song complete. And we thought it was complete, but then we hear it this way and it's really complete, and we're like, wow, how come we didn't think of that? You know, all it was doubling up the chorus, and it made the song what it is, you know. And that's the kind of stuff he's about, and that's why we like working with him, you know, because he does that, and we do it to him, you know. He might say something and we're like, no way, you know, that like we'll try it and, you know, it won't work, and he'll be like, forget it, you know. There's been so many times he said, try this, try it. No one, like, we all look at each other, we're like, nah, dude, that's not gonna happen. He's totally cool, never forces anything upon anybody. Yeah, he's really nice. Like, I'm telling you, people, there's been hard, I mean, I watch MTV and I watch all these channels that there's shows on people, and there's people that say things that aren't true about him, you know. There's people that have said a lot of things that aren't true about him, you know, that he doesn't work good, he doesn't show up, he's not around. If he's around, every time we need him, he's there, you know. It's like there's never a time where he hasn't been there when we've needed him to be there. Why would you say that about somebody, you know? Like, I think his heart's into it, you know. So he's into it. He's the bomb. It is hard. It's hard, but you have to do it. I mean, it's just having an open mind, you know. It's about having an open mind and seeing things for what they are, and observing them, taking them in, and expressing them. You know, it's all about expressing yourself. That's why when you got to pay attention to what's going on, you know, in the world, or else you're just gonna be a part of the cattle. You know, people that don't pay attention and don't know are just cattle. They're like, oh, whatever, we'll just live through this, and there's nothing really going on. So a change won't be made. Now, if you absorb and you take in and you know what's happening, you might be able to make a change in a year or two. You know, maybe if enough of you understand, you know, what's happening with certain issues. You know, it's not one issue. It's just a life in general, you know, the world in general, the problems that we have. If everyone really comes together and, like, says, hey, there's a problem here, that problem can get solved. But if everyone says, oh, it's too big for me to matter, then nothing's going to ever happen. Anxiety attacks. we all have anxiety attacks. Our whole band is full of, no, I mean, we do. I'm serious. I don't know, we're just thinkers. Some people could handle it, some people can't. I don't trip on the world, you know what I mean? I don't sit there every day. Like right now, I was smoking a bowl and I was enjoying seeing this picture that this kid drew of us. I'm not thinking about what's happening at the White House or what's happening, you know, elsewhere. But, you know, there is time where you got to go, okay, here's what's happening. You know, you got to think about it. There's 24 hours in a day. You can take 10 minutes of it and it won't stress you out too much to really think and like, okay, maybe I can make a difference. And that's it. Not really, there's not much you have to do, you know, just be aware. Be aware of your surroundings, and if you can make a difference, make it, you know, make the move. I want to go to the top, baby, huh? With this album, I just want to, I love the fact that we're going to release these songs because we've written them and we love them, and I really don't have any hopes and dreams of what's going to happen. It's whatever comes my way, you know, whatever comes the album's way, whatever comes our way. We're going to come to Europe, we're going to play, we're going to do the same thing we did for the first album. We're going to go out, we're going to tour, we're going to play for everybody, and we're going to have fun playing the songs. And if it's not fun, we're going to go back home and sit there, you know. But if, you know, this is all for fun. It's not, we never did this because we had to do it or because, you know, for any other reason but because we love it. So that's my aspiration, is I just want to go and have fun and enjoy the, you know, the music that we play and meet all the kids and stuff.